guys, look at this. Oh, wow, okay. So look at this. So you're trying to make a video for Minecraft. You're trying to you know, record a game, you know, maybe cut down a tree, and then this frickin' happens. Lag is like crazy. Now I'm at max settings right now, so I'm gonna switch between them. So, I mean, come on. So we have maximum. I have to put it off. Maybe put that off. Let's see here. Minimal. I gotta lower my frame or my render distance all the way. And what do you know? Like, it's still lagging. Can you believe that? At 5 FPS. So in this video, I'm going to be teaching you how you can increase your performance big time. And now I'm just recording with XSplit. So I mean, you know, without it, I'd be going about 40 FPS usually. As you can see, to the right, it has all my stats and stuff, and stuff like that. Like, look at that, dude. Like, I can barely hit this bunny rabbit. Yeah, see, I can't even hit it. So, in this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to increase that performance. So, alright, so now that we've got out of Minecraft, I do have to mention why it might be beneficial for some, and how it might be a little bit risky for others. Now, why it's beneficial? Obviously, because it increases your performance, and that's about it. That's the whole purpose of it. But I guess some downsides to it would be that it could kill your battery life. If for laptops, if you have a desktop, then you're pretty much fine. You don't have to worry about that because you're always plugged in and you don't really have to worry about battery. But for laptops, if you play unplugged, you might want to keep the settings, some of the settings anyways, kind of the same, because it will kill your battery life if you change some of the settings that I will mention later in the video. But if you play your laptop plugged in like I do, you really don't have to worry about that. In fact, there's actually two ways to do it. If you download GeForce Experience, I don't know if you need a NVIDIA graphics card to do it, but that's, I believe, how you do it for the experience. And I'll go later into detail with that in the meantime. So you're probably asking, what does this method do for me? Like why does it increase performance? And it has to do with battery life and how laptops, I don't know about desktops, but laptops are mainly focused on battery life and making the most efficient way to keep the battery going, and that means you have to decrease the performance to increase your battery life. And that's what we're changing. We're changing it so that it's not towards battery life. And also, some games, instead of using the graphics card that you have, the dedicated graphics card you have, it uses the integrated, and that also will be changed as well. So that's how it's going to increase your performance. But without further ado, let's begin. So if you don't know what your graphics card is, there's a very clever, awesome way, and all you have to do is, for Windows 7, you would open up your start menu, and you would go to your system, and as you see, we have it right here. So this doesn't tell you your processor, I mean your, your graphics card, but it does give you all the other stuff that you have. Alright, I'm back, and I found out how to do it. So if you want to find your graphics card, all you have to do is right click. If you're Windows 8, obviously you would just do try and find a run. So for Windows 7, you would click on the start button and type in the search run, and then you want to enter MS Info 32, and you want to say OK, Now, this will give you pretty much all your different specs and whatnot. Now, you may or may not have your graphics card on this page. For me, it's not. So, what we're going to do is go over to Components and go to Display. And right here, you can see Name, and then it will tell you your graphics card, or you can go to Adapter Type and Adapter Description, and you'll see that you have all this stuff. So, that is how you find out what your graphics card is. And if you have a graphics card, or if it just says integrated or whatever or anything like that, then you probably can't do it because you probably don't have a graphics card. But it's only for people. This is only for people with graphics cards. If it shows up here, but you can't right-click on your desktop and find NVIDIA control panel, then you may have a error, and there's actually a tutorial out there on how to fix that, so I would definitely recommend searching that up to get that back. But anyways, you just want to access your control panel. It should be right here. Now, if you have integrated graphics, do not click on this stuff. It's not where you want to go, and you can't really change any of the settings there. Next, what you want to do to actually do this method is click on your NVIDIA control panel and click on Adjust Image Settings with Preview. Now make sure that you have used the Advanced 3D Image Settings, or if you don't want to change any of the Manage 3D settings, you can use Preference Emphasizing, which will you can change on a bar from, do you want to have more quality than performance, or do you want to have more performance than quality? So if I did quality, okay, I don't know if that did anything. I don't think it did. But anyways, so we're going to use the Advanced 3D Image Settings, and now you can either click on Take Me There, or you can go to do Manage 3D Settings. Now this is the same for AMD and the control panel for that, although you could probably just do that by yourself. If you're not on Global Settings, click on that. And now everything you'll see is how the default is. We're actually going to be changing a few things, and I'll tell you which ones you definitely want to change. Now there's been some controversy, and people have been saying that you should never pick a preferred graphics processor because it could mess up with your thing. But that's probably the #1 reason why games like Minecraft or games like Dying Light won't be able to play that well unless you change this. So people will say that, you know, it'll waste your battery life, but if you're plugged in, it doesn't matter. So for those of you who are unplugged and you can't, I'd still recommend changing it because I don't really think it decreases battery life. But if you have if you want to just auto select and then have program settings, and you can click on whatever program that you want to change. So for example, for Minecraft, we want to use the high performance NVIDIA processor for Minecraft because obviously that's a graphics card and it's meant for gaming. So that's obviously why we would pick that. So you can change individual programs if you don't feel like doing global settings. And of course, all the options right here are you're able to change as well. But in this video, we're going to do global settings so that we can kind of use it for all of our programs, including the XSplit. So that'll increase our performance on that as well. So anyways, so for the first one, you can either have it on performance or off. So we're going to do it performance because why not? And we're going to do for application, you really don't need to change that. You should just say off or application controlled, just because the more you have, it's like the more rendering distance you have. But I would say application controlled because a lot of games have that option. But if you don't want any, then you'll just say off. So analyzing FXA, you want to, I believe you can keep that on. I believe I put it on, but I don't know how that affects the performance. So you can have it application controlled, or you can say override or enhance. I'm just gonna keep it application controlled. For anti-aliasing transparency, keep it off. GPUs, pretty much all. I mean, unless you don't want to use a certain GPU, but if you have multiple graphics cards, then you can change that if you like. But obviously, since we only have one, it's not going to matter. So, maximum pre-render frames, you want to leave that as B. For multi-display, now if you have multiple displays, you definitely want to have that. But we're pretty much just a single display. So you could either do compatibility performance mode or just single display performance mode. So we're just gonna do compatibility because I mean, if I ever have a second monitor, you know, I don't have to change anything. It'll just adapt to that. But anyways, for power management mode, and this is for the people that are plugged in, because if you don't have it plugged in or whatever, you should probably not change this. So if you have it plugged in, you don't have to worry about power, and this is very helpful in increasing performance. So we're gonna click on prefer maximum performance. But if you don't usually play your laptop plugged in, or most of the time, then you should probably have it adaptive or things like that. So keep it like that if you aren't plugged in. For me, I am plugged in pretty much most of the time, so power management isn't really a problem. So next up we have texture filtering, and you want to put that to high performance. Unless you're like me and we don't even care. We want high quality stuff. So obviously, because all you really need is the preferred graphics processor, but if you want to increase your performance a little more, you should use that. But we're gonna do high quality because why the frick not? And I want to see my games be like super cool. So and then for vertical sync, I would put it off. I mean, you could, if you wanted, use the 3D application setting so you can just change it in game, but that's up to you. Vertical sync doesn't really help you in any way with performance wise, so I would leave that be, virtual reality, because you're not really using virtual reality anyways. Unless you do, then that might matter to you, but you know, like I said, I believe the less the better, or the more the better, I don't know. But anyways, after you're done with all that, and you're done with program settings and stuff like that, you want to click on apply. Well, what this is going to do is obviously apply the settings. And once you're done that, you can head right back in the game. So I will see you guys later when I am back in the game. And as you can see, we are fine now. The thing is set, and as you see, we're running at about 90 FPS. Look at that. And we are on the lowest setting, so I'm going to edit some settings and make sure that we got everything back to normal. So we can put it on maximum, we can put fancy clouds, we can do all particles, we can do things like that. So we're gonna increase slowly until we're at a good FPS. So I'm sure it's gonna give us some errors and stuff. In fact, it's probably gonna make our game crash, but you know what? I'm fine with that. So we're at 16 and stuff like that. So now I can do whatever the frick I want. And I did have a little frame drop there, but now we're back to 40 frames per second, which is actually what I had before. And I had this on max settings when I wasn't recording. So you can imagine how big of an FPS increase you're going to get. So obviously my mouse is being a retard, and obviously you could plan accordingly. I have it on 16. In fact, I could probably just you know, edit some stuff and I would be just fine. But as you can see, it's very effective, and you can see why people will do it, and some people might think controversially about it. But see, I can hit this bunny rabbit so fine. Just kidding, I suck at aiming, so but this works on pretty much any game. So if you think it just works on Minecraft, then you're wrong. And as you see, I'm at like 50 FPS, and I'm like, wow. Like, that is something that you would want to play Minecraft on. So, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, as much as I did making it. So, how much of a FPS increase do you get? So, when we did the lower settings and stuff like that, without recording, I noticed that the, actually, no, I didn't even notice how it was with the lower settings, but I'm pretty sure it was, like, around 60 to 70 to 80, maybe, FPS, without recording. And, with recording, it was, like, 5 FPS. So you can imagine how bad that was. And then on max settings, I was running about 50, 40 FPS without recording. And, you know, with recording, it was still, like, about 5 FPS. And, pretty much, after we did the method, I did around 50 FPS with recording on high settings, which is about how much I did with high settings without recording. And then we have, without recording, for the lowest settings, I had around 200 frames per second. Now, I didn't test out how high normally is, but I'm pretty sure it would be around 120 to like around 160. So you can see how drastic the performance is when it comes to doing that method. Now, you could do it any way you want. You don't have to be limited to just the settings that I used, but everybody's different and everybody prefers something else. So if you thought the video was helpful, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more content and tutorials for your computer that might help you out in the future and increase the amount of the efficiency of your computer. So if you like this video and you want to see more, make sure to click that subscribe button and leave a like to show your support and if you enjoyed the video or not. So anyways, guys, I will see you guys later. And also, if you have an idea, make sure to put it in the description below, as I do appreciate that, and I can make more videos more frequently if that happens. So if you want to see more videos, make sure to request something, you know. I'm always there to do it. If you want a review, obviously I'm not going to do software that's not free. I'll do the free trial if it has any, but I'm not really going to buy it if I don't know what it is. I may buy it if I really like it, but for that matter, that's just about that. So I'll see you guys later, and I will see you in my next video. Peace out.